Welcome to Swirl AI Search, the podcast that dives deep into the world of enterprise AI search. Discover how to unlock the value hidden within your internal data and accelerate your journey to actionable insights. Let's cut through the noise and find out how you can get the most out of your internal information. As befitting a podcast about AI, this episode was created with the help of Notebook LM. Please enjoy the Swirl AI Search podcast.
Welcome to a deep dive into how we interact with technology, specifically, search. Today, we're unpacking an insightful piece by Stephen R. Balzac called Speaking Human Conversational Search with AI. It came out April 23, 2025. Our mission really is to explore how computer interaction often feels like, well, speaking a foreign language, and how new AI is totally flipping that script, adapting to us.
Yeah, and what's really compelling right away is the author, Balzac. His background is quite unique. He's got a doctorate in psychology, but also 2 software engineering degrees from MIT.
Wow, okay. Psychology and engineering.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that mix lets him highlight something critical. Working with computers usually forces us to think like the computer. We have to communicate in a way it gets, which isn't, well, it's not natural for us.
Okay, let's unpack that. This idea of traditional search feeling like a foreign language. The source points out keyword queries. I mean, sure, they're better than raw code, but they're still pretty awkward, aren't they? You're forced to sort of guess the keyword.
Right.
Think about trying to find, I don't know, a contract, but you can't remember the exact file name. Or just digging through endless emails for one specific discussion. That's a lot of mental heavy lifting just to find something.
Exactly. And this raises a really important question. What's the deeper impact here? As the source suggests, and given Balzac's psychology background, conversation itself is actually a high cognitive load task.
Meaning it takes a lot of brain power just to talk.
Yeah, it demands significant mental effort. So when you add the burden of talking in a way that isn't natural, like guessing keywords, well, that just massively increases the mental strain.
So it's not just annoying, it's actually like mentally taxing in a measurable way.
Precisely. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, this cognitive strain can genuinely impair your ability to do other important stuff, high-level tasks. For instance, when people have to interact unnaturally, or maybe even in a language that's not their first language, it can make it harder to make good decisions, or even spot potential problems or opportunities in their work. The article's quarterly sales report example. Perfect. You search for that, get hundreds of irrelevant hits. That means more work for you, because traditional search just doesn't get intent. Ask who's working on the Acme project. And, well, you might literally get Wile E. Coyote if his name pops up somewhere.
Right. Okay, so this is where AI comes in, changing the dynamic. The computer adapts to us.
Yes, that's the really interesting shift. AI search, especially with advancements in natural language understanding, NLU, it allows systems like the Swirl one mentioned in the article to go way beyond just matching keywords.
So it's not just looking for the word Acme.
No, it's processing your query for meaning, for intent, for context. So you can ask these complex conversational questions
Yeah.
and get precise answers that understand the context. It even handles typos, like if you type HTT instead of the, it figures out what you meant.
Uh-huh.
And it's interactive. You can refine your search as you go, kind of like chatting with a really good research assistant, which obviously reduces that cognitive burden we talked about.
The source gives a great example, asking about marketing spend impact Q3 revenue. Instead of just dumping documents on you, Swirl figures out you probably mean the most recent Q3. Then it summarizes the key trends, maybe even suggests follow-ups, like how does this compare to last quarter?
Exactly. You get summarized insights, context-aware answers. That saves hours.
Hours is huge.
But it's more than just convenience or even just saving time. It's pretty revolutionary for enterprise productivity. We're seeing real proof, too. One Fortune 500 company cut search time by 80%. 80.
Wow, that's like getting a whole day back each week.
It basically is.
Yeah.
But think beyond just the time saved. It's about freeing up that mental bandwidth. Imagine not just finding a report faster, but having the mental clarity to actually analyze it better, to spot trends, to innovate things that were maybe harder when you were mentally drained from just finding the info. That's the real change. It alleviates that mental drain, lets people focus on higher value work. Decision-making gets faster, sharper.
So, boiling it down, the future of search, maybe even all human-computer interaction, it's about being human-centric. The computer meets us where we are, communicates naturally.
Right, which leads to a really interesting question for you, the listener. to think about. If offloading this sort of cognitive foreign language burden of keyword search saves so much time, improves decisions, where else in our digital lives could we benefit from tech adapting to us
Hmm.
instead of the other way around? What other tasks could be, totally transformed just by cutting down that unnecessary cognitive load?